Listen, I need you to understand something. There is a version of you right now that is holding you back. That weak, excuse-making, scared, and doubtful version of yourself, that version gotta go. Today. See, too many people walk around carrying their old selves like dead weight. That's why you're tired. That's why you're stuck. That's why you're not where you want to be. You're holding on to habits, mindsets, and fears that should have been buried a long time ago. That weak mindset is the very thing keeping you stuck. It's the voice in your head telling you you're not good enough, you don't have what it takes, or what if you fail? It's the hesitation that creeps in when opportunity knocks. It's the fear that stops you from stepping outside of your comfort zone. And until you kill that weak mindset, you will never step into your full potential. See, a weak mindset is a liar. It will have you believing that where you are is where you have to stay. It will have you thinking that your past mistakes, your failures, or even your upbringing define your future. But the truth is, you are not your circumstances. You are not your failures. You are not your doubts. You are whatever you decide to be, but the problem is, too many people are deciding to be average. They are choosing to believe the lies their weak mindset tells them. A weak mindset will make you comfortable in mediocrity. It will have you accepting less than you deserve because it convinces you that at least it's something. It will keep you in the same job you hate, the same toxic relationships, the same bad habits, because it makes you believe that change is too risky, too hard, too uncertain. But let me tell you something. Staying the same is the biggest risk you can take. If you keep thinking the way you've been thinking, you're going to keep getting the same results. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to stay exactly where you are. Nothing changes until you do. That weak mindset is why you procrastinate. It's why you second guess yourself. It's why every time you get an idea, you talk yourself out of it before you even try. You've trained your mind to see obstacles instead of opportunities. You've conditioned yourself to believe that success is for other people and not for you. And the worst part, you don't even realize it. You'll realize that every time you say, I can't, you're reinforcing that weak version of yourself. You'll realize that every time you hesitate, you're training yourself to settle. You'll realize that every time you choose comfort over discipline, you are choosing to stay small. And if you don't kill that weak mindset now, it will keep robbing you of your potential. Your mindset controls everything. It determines how you see the world, how you see yourself, and how you respond to challenges. And if your mindset is weak, your life will be weak. A weak mindset will have you blaming everybody but yourself for where you are. It will make you feel like a victim instead of a warrior. It will convince you that your dreams are impossible instead of showing you ways to make them happen. Weak-minded people always have an excuse. They always have a reason why they can't. They let fear, doubt, and negativity run their lives, and then they wonder why they never succeed. But strong-minded people, they don't accept excuses. They don't entertain doubt. They don't let fear make their decisions. They push forward even when it's hard. They show up even when they don't feel like it. They do the work even when nobody is watching. That's the difference. Your weak mindset is comfortable. It doesn't want to be challenged. It doesn't want to be stretched. It wants to stay in the same routine, thinking the same thoughts, doing the same things. But success doesn't live in comfort. Growth doesn't happen in the easy zones. The people who win in life are the ones who do what most people won't. They are the ones who face their fears head on, who take the risks, who silence that weak voice inside them and replace it with power. If you let that weak mindset control you, you will wake up one day full of regret. You will look back and realize you wasted years believing in limitations that weren't even real. You will see how many chances you missed because you were too afraid to try. And let me tell you, there is nothing worse than knowing you could have done more, been more, achieved more, but you let your own mind stop you. That's why you have to kill that weak mindset now, because the longer you entertain it, the stronger it gets. The more you listen to its excuses, the harder it will be to break free. You have to decide right now that you are done with the self-doubt, done with the procrastination, done with the fear. You have to rewire your brain to think differently, to see challenges as opportunities, to believe that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. It won't be easy. Your old mindset will fight back. It will try to pull you back into your old habits, your old fears, your old way of thinking. But you have to fight harder. You have to push through. You have to remind yourself every single day that you are no longer that weak version of yourself. Because once you break free from that mindset, there is nothing in this world that can stop you. Strength comes from action. It doesn't come from wishing, hoping, or waiting. It comes from getting up and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. Too many people sit around waiting for the right moment, waiting until they feel ready, waiting until the fear goes away. But life doesn't work like that. Strength doesn't show up before the challenge, it comes because of the challenge. Most people want to be strong, but they don't want to go through what it takes to get there. They want confidence without stepping into uncertainty. They want success without the struggle. They want growth without discomfort. But that's not how life rewards you. If you want to be strong, you have to be willing to step into the fire. You have to be willing to go through the hard times, to push through the doubt, to keep moving even when nothing seems to be working. That's how strength is built. The people you admire, the ones who seem unshakable, weren't born that way. They didn't just wake up one day full of confidence and courage. They earned it through action. They put themselves in situations where they had no choice but to be strong. They kept showing up when they were tired. They kept believing when no one else did. They took risk when failure was a real possibility. And because of that, they became the kind of people who don't back down when life gets tough. The problem is most people don't want to go through that process. They want strength to be handed to them. They want someone to come along and tell them it's all going to work out before they even take the first step. But life doesn't hand out guarantees. Life doesn't promise you that everything will be easy. What life does is test you. It puts obstacles in your way to see what you're really made of. And if you back down every time things get hard, you'll never develop the strength you need to get to the next level. Strength isn't about how much you know, how talented you are, or how much potential you have. Strength is about what you do when things don't go your way. It's about how you respond when life punches you in the mouth, because it will. It will knock you down. It will throw challenges at you that make you question everything. It will push you to the edge to see if you're really serious about your goals. And in those moments, you have two choices. You can either fold or you can stand up and fight. Most people fold. Most people quit when it gets hard. They tell themselves it wasn't meant to be. They make excuses about why it didn't work out. They let fear and doubt talk them into walking away from the very thing they said they wanted. But the people who win in life, they don't quit. They don't give up when it gets tough. They keep moving, keep pushing, keep showing up. And because of that, they build a level of strength that most people will never have. Action is the only way to build that strength. You can read all the books, watch all the motivational videos, listen to all the advice in the world, but none of it will matter if you don't take action. Strength doesn't come from knowledge. It comes from experience. It comes from putting yourself in situations that force you to grow. It comes from stepping outside of your comfort zone, from doing the things that scare you, from taking risks even when you don't feel ready. The mistake most people make is thinking they need to feel strong before they take action. They wait until they feel confident, until they feel ready, until they feel like they have everything figured out. But that's not how strength works. Strength comes from movement. You don't feel confident and then take action. You take action and that builds confidence. You don't feel ready and then step forward. You step forward. And that makes you ready. You don't become strong before the battle. You fight the battle. And that's what makes you strong. Every time you take action, you are building yourself up. Every time you push through fear, you are proving to yourself that you are capable. Every time you keep going when you want to quit, you are strengthening your mind, your heart, your spirit. And the more you do it, the stronger you become. Strength is not about how you feel. It's about what you do in spite of how you feel. It's about making the choice to keep moving forward no matter what stands in your way. Fear is one of the biggest thieves of potential. It has robbed more people of success than failure ever could. Most people don't even fail in life because they never truly try. They let fear win before they even start. They let the doubt creep in, the negative voices get louder, and before they know it, they've talked themselves out of their own dreams. The saddest part is that most people don't even realize they're doing it. They think they're being realistic. They call it being careful, being logical, being responsible. But in reality, it's just fear disguised as wisdom. Fear will make you believe in problems that don't even exist. It will have you thinking about everything that could go wrong instead of everything that could go right. It will convince you that you're not ready, that you're not good enough, that the world is against you. But none of that is real. Fear is nothing more than a story you keep telling yourself. And if you don't replace that story with belief, you will stay stuck in the same place forever. Every successful person you admire had moments of doubt. They had fears, insecurities, and moments where they questioned whether they had what it took. But the difference is they didn't let that fear make their decisions. They chose to believe in themselves even when they had no proof that it would work out. They moved forward despite the fear, and that's why they succeeded. Fear doesn't go away on its own. You don't wake up one day suddenly fearless. You don't magically feel ready. The only way to defeat fear is to act in spite of it. The mind is powerful. Whatever you feed it, it will believe. If you keep feeding it fear, it will look for reasons to justify that fear. If you keep telling yourself you're not good enough, your brain will look for evidence to support that thought. But the same is true for belief. If you tell yourself you can, if you tell yourself you're capable, if you tell yourself you're built for this, your mind will start looking for proof of that too. And when you train your mind to believe in yourself, fear loses its grip. People think confidence is something you're born with, but that's not true. Confidence is built. It's built through action, through pushing yourself, through proving to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. The first time you step outside your comfort zone, it will be uncomfortable. The second time, it will still feel unfamiliar, but the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. What once felt impossible starts to feel normal. What once scared you becomes something you do without even thinking. That's the power of belief. The reason most people don't succeed isn't because they aren't talented enough, smart enough, or capable enough. It's because they don't believe they can. They never even give themselves a chance. They talk themselves out of opportunities. They see someone else winning and assume they have something special that they don't. But the truth is, the only thing separating the people who win from the people who don't is belief. The winners believe in themselves enough to try, to fail, to learn, and to keep going. The losers let fear stop them before they even start. Fear is tricky because it feels real. It feels like a warning, like a sign that maybe you should wait, maybe you should be more careful, maybe you're not ready. But fear is a liar. It exaggerates the risk and downplays the reward. It makes you focus on everything that could go wrong instead of everything that could go right. It makes you forget that even if you fail, you'll learn. Even if you stumble, you'll grow. Even if it doesn't work out the first time, you'll be stronger for trying. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who never feel fear. They are the ones who move forward in spite of it. They don't wait to feel ready because they know that waiting is just another form of procrastination. They don't wait for permission, for reassurance, for the perfect moment. They create the moment. They take the step. They take the risk. They trust themselves enough to figure it out along the way. There will always be a reason to be afraid. There will always be uncertainty. There will always be moments where you question yourself. But you have to choose to believe anyway. You have to remind yourself that fear is just a feeling.